Nice to meet you. So, how long have you been doing Lego?
I've been doing Lego for about 25 years.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, with this build here, how long did that take you?
Well, that's a good question. Lady Liberty is about 3 months, three and a half months to build. Most of the nights, a lot of nights, and a couple of weekends.
She's going up pretty quick.
She's not done.
Yeah.
This is phase 1. Phase 2 is adding the harbor. Phase 3 is the pedestals. So there's another 3.5 feet that have to go underneath. And then phase 4 ultimately is going to be lighting and building out the ironwork on the inside of it, so we can show all the levels and the elaborate pylons that Gustav Eiffel had designed for it.
So what made you decide to do Lady Liberty?
That's a good question. Well, I had written a book last year on Lego lighting, and I was looking for a symbol, something that I could bring to conventions that would symbolize that. What's better than Liberty lighting the world, right?
Yeah.
I thought that would be great. The other thing is that it celebrates Americana, things that we all share in common, and I think that's a positive message to send out, especially in an election year when.
Yeah. So what got you into Lego?
Oh, good question. Well, let's see. I liked Lego as a boy. When I grew up and had my own family, kind of got back into it, and I think. Trains. I really like Lego trains. There was an old company, Marshall Fields, a retailer in Chicago, that had a Lego Christmas show once, and they had the trains, and I loved it, and I've gone with it ever since.
So what's your favorite piece you've ever built?
Oh, my most famous mock, you know about mocks, right?
Yeah.
That is okay, yeah. So my most famous thing that I've built, my mock, the thing that I like the most, I would say, is probably my Indiana Jones display.
And is that pretty big too?
It is, yeah. I've done a number of. I like a lot of adventure movies. I like action adventure. I like anything that has to do a lot of military stuff. I like that too. And then, I'd say that's probably one of the most satisfying, because you're trying to recreate, those moments that you see on the silver screen.
Yeah.
And we do that here too. We include an awful lot of kitschy little stuff like the Iron Man and the Marvel characters, in addition to real world people. So
how did you start building this? How much planning went into it?
Good question. Do you know what an LDR file is?
I do not.
It's a file format that's very popular today for 3D printing. And there's a whole bunch of free models of the Statue of Liberty available online. I found an LDR model, and then I was able to import it into a program that basically digitized it into bricks. And then I used that as the starting point and started cleaning it up, editing it. And then from there, I started building it layer by layer from the platform up.
Jeez.
So once I kind of got that part of it done, then the engineering part takes over, because it's basically self-supporting at this point. But once I add the pedestal in, that's going to be a huge amount of weight and height. So then you need to start working in a CAD program to try to figure out how to distribute the weight on the table in as many places as you can.
So how'd you get it here?
Everything packs into my Prius, so it's not a terribly big car. But I've also got the Area 51 on the other side, so it all has to fit together. Trying to figure out how you're going to transport a mock is part of the engineering or the design work when you figure it out. And this one breaks into 5 pieces. There's the base, there's 3 sections in the middle, the head and the arm, and then the torch. And they all kind of build in that order. It's pretty standard studs up construction. Some of it changes a little bit when you get up into the arm and the torches, a lot of Technic, things like that.
Yeah. So is that your son over there?
My son is operating the train in the Area 51.
So do you guys ever work together and build stuff together?
Yeah, in fact, that's what I love about the Lego hobbies. It's something great you can do with your kids.
Yeah.
Don't let them sit on cell phones all day. Do something practical. And we love. We'll build together. We'll constantly do more design work. I think it's more intellectual. Part of what I love about this is the history and the research that you get into.
Yeah.
Because there's all kinds of stuff here that you don't know about, but you can come back 4 or 5 times and see things you didn't see before.
Yeah.
And we do try to be very prototypical about it. This is a fairly scale rendition of the Mark Twain riverboat in Disneyland that Walt himself built. And of course we got Walt in front of it. This is our spirit of creativity. So we're trying to create, what is America? What are the spirits that make America? This is the spirit of creativity. We've also got the spirit of the great outdoors out over there. And we have others that are coming too. The spirit of individualism, the spirit of industriousness. We have Tom Edison. There's so many great figures in American history. And we've researched a lot of them here. I mean, we've got everyone from Davy Crockett to Jesse Owens, Paul Revere, even got Benjamin Franklin, in addition to the more kitschy type stuff like the Ghostbusters. But, researching these vehicles, researching the characters, trying to figure out how to represent them accurately, I think that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
My son and I, get back to my son, we'll go back and forth on Insta message each other, throughout the day, with different ideas. Because we, try to percolate the best ideas out.
So what do you think is going to be your next major project?
Oh, good question. Well, this is going to go on for at least another probably 6 to 8 months. Again, I got to build out the pedestal, and then we're going to light up the harbor and put several more ships in. And then after this for next year, I'm thinking of building out. I'd like to do something with the Wild West.
Yeah, those are always great.
There's a lot of really good Wild West layouts, and I don't know. There's not really a need for it. This is kind of an area that hasn't been addressed very much yet in Lego. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We might do that. The other thing is I'd really like to expand my my train collection. And there's several LGMS related. We got an LGMS layout over on the other side of the room. I'd like to build out a couple modules with a bridge and a couple things, and just do some generic railroad type subjects. So we'll see.
So what's your favorite Lego theme?
Oh, good question. Well, I mentioned trains. I do like trains. I love to build trains. I like to research them and collect them. I would say beyond that, I like Castle, but I haven't done a lot of Castle. And then I think beyond that, I would have to say that it's probably the space stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love space too. It's just, of course, I kind of came of age at that time back when Lego had their classic space and classic castle, so it just all rolls.
Yeah. Yeah, all this stuff is great.
Well, thank you.
Very good job with it.
Thank you. I'm so glad. People find it very inspirational. What I find interesting is that it's not the kids. It's the adults that seem to have most of the trouble figuring this stuff out. Kids are ambitious, and nothing, they just look at it like, oh, that's amazing, and I want to do this. Something happens to us when we turn maybe 17, 18. All of a sudden we start questioning and saying, do you have instructions for that? I mean, I'll have people come by here and they're like, how did you build it without instructions? I'm like, it's just like that. Certain people are like that. And I can see them. I can see a lot of the kids that are walking up here. They'll look at it. You can see the gears going in their head.
Yeah.
It's been about probably 15 years since I built a Lego set that I bought. I usually get to page 2 or 3 and I just rebuild it into something else now. Or I just part it out from the very beginning.
Yeah.
I tend to look at sets like that. I don't look at the set as a boat that's very pretty. Instead, I look at it as a collection of parts. It's like, oh, I can use that, I can use that, I can use that, I can use that.
Yeah.
So, maybe that's creativity, I don't know. What do you find is the biggest topic that the Lego fans are interested in?
Well, it seems to me just there's usually the haul videos that people like, which is obviously, but seems like reviews can be, if they're done well, people will like those.
Right.
But my personal favorite to do is stop motions. So, yeah.
You like stop motion too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That could take a lot of work.
Yeah.
See, I learned about stop motion when I was writing my lighting book last year, because there's a lot of techniques that you use to get the look in camera.
Yeah.
with controlled lighting, and it's got to be very, very locked down and controlled.
Yeah.
So that because you're going to be doing many, many shots over several days, possibly even weeks.
Yeah.
And they've all got to be lit the same.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well, very good. No, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So how can people find like your work and stuff?
Well, good point. So I'm with a club called Kenosha Lug out of Kenosha, Wisconsin. My name is Brian Williams. You can find me on Flickr, okay, by going to BMW Lego. You can also go to my my Instagram channel, which is called Lego Lighting, Lego_lighting. I also have a Indiana Jones, which is, I believe it's BMW Indy. So you guys can check out those channels. I'm hoping to do a YouTube channel this fall, and so I might be on there too. It'll probably be under BMW_ lighting.
That's great.
All right, well, thank you.
So it was a good interview. Thank you for your time.
Sorry, I really need a drink of water. No, but I appreciate that. Thank you. So how long have you been on YouTube?
I've been kind of on and off doing different things for, I don't know, it's over a couple of years, because I've done stuff just when I was younger, just putting stop motions on, but then I kind of stopped and then I started, so it's kind of on and off.
Well, that's stop motion.
Yeah, but for more recently, about a year or two probably, I started trying to upload more, just. Okay. Yeah.
I started on Instagram last year. I'm not an Instagram guy. I've got a huge Flickr following, but have been trying to. I waited. I just haven't been on Instagram. Everybody tells me you have to be on Instagram. My publisher said you got to be on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, fine. So I started a couple channels middle of last year, and the indie channel grew pretty well because of the movie. The lighting channel a little harder. I got a lot of hardcore fans, but it's hard getting casual fans.
Yeah.
Because
they have to be into that thing.
You have to really be. It's esoteric.
Yeah.
Although I was the #1 selling book on Amazon for 3 weeks.
That's good.
Because I was listed in the engineering/fiber optic category. My publisher knows how to position the thing to get the maximum, advertising.
Team effort.
Yeah. So no, that was fun, and people are telling me, go to YouTube because I think there's a lot older crowd on YouTube. So we'll see. I'll try that out too, and good luck. Yours does well.
Yeah.
So I noticed you're a Warner fan. You got Looney Tunes. So this is going to have Disney, and it's going to have the Muppets. I wanted to put the Looney Tunes, but I had to draw the line someplace. Yeah. So my apologies.
Oh, it's fine.
But I'll figure out a way to work them in someplace.
Yeah, I'm a huge Marvel fan, and
is that right?
Yeah.
Did we talk about Iron Man? Did you find both of them?
I see there's the Tony Stark car, and then there's Iron Man right there.
There's actually 3, right? So you got Tony Stark.
Oh, and right there.
Which is stock. Iron Man's there. Then we got him fighting Mr. Peanut. Do you know why he's fighting Mr. Peanut?
No.
Because in the early 2000s, Robert Downey Jr. voiced Mr. Peanut.
Oh.
For commercials for about 3 years. See, he was coming out of rehab, trying to restart his career.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you pretty much take whatever you can get. So he did some commercials. He's since done bigger stuff, I think, like Iron Man. So.
Yeah. Well, big enough to get an Oscar, so.
Believe it or not. Well, anyways, enjoy the show.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, hope to see you next year.